the millions of people watching right now. We're not specifically going over betting odds, but we are going to go over some pick'ems. Okay. So we did this before with Henry, and honestly, it was one of our more popular shows. So we thought we'd do it again. It was a lot of fun. He's got some good insight. I mean, the man watches everything frame by frame by frame, which is very cool. He's got some hot takes. I'll share mine as well. But it's not going to be so much about the odds themselves as much as it is going to be who we're going to pick, right? So, all right, Henry, let everyone know who you are again, and we'll just dive in. Let's first dive into how we did from the last time we spoke.
So last time we spoke, I actually had a pretty mediocre event, frankly, my Power Stop 15. My one prediction I gave to everybody, Nate Bernard and Aaron Turner did win, so I guess I'll take that. Even though I think in retrospect I got very, very, very lucky that fight. Frankly, I believe it was a robbery. He probably should have gotten stopped. I mean, they counted to 10, and he was kind of a little bit leaning, and they were like, "Okay, you can go." So like maybe they should have let him continue, maybe not. But then Aaron Turner missed 3 strikes in a row, which is the only reason why I was able to win that one. So I'm sorry, whoever tailed me, that you had to sweat that hard, but at least you did come home with a win for that pick specifically. My other predictions that did not hit were Zach Lansing to beat Juicy Finau. Uh,
That one was tough, dude.
Very, very, very close. And then we had, and I believe that one was round two, Zach definitely won, and 1 and 3 were, in my opinion, pure toss ups. So because of that, I do feel I got a little unlucky to lose that one because 1 and 3 were so close.
Sure.
And he's the only guy who can actually stake claim to I definitely won round two because he definitely won round two. Juicy completely missed and Zach hit right on the button. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer I lost that one. That one was literally like would have been instead of me losing that, I think I lost 10% of my of the total amount I bet that night, like
Oh, dude.
overall. Had I won that one, I would have made a 40% return. So it was a
Holy
pretty
cow,
big
man.
swing on that fight specifically. And then Trenton and Brandon, this one I got wrong, but I just think I was wrong. Like I was very impressed at how well Brandon could take a hit, and Trenton's chin is way worse than I thought it would be. Like he got hit up here and he fell like back bad. So I guess my bold take is I don't think Trenton will ever.
Oh, we lost you, fam. Henry, you good, brother?
I'm good. I can hear you still.
Okay. No,
Can you hear me
you said
still?
your bold take was, and then you were paused for a second, man.
All right, yeah. Anyway, yeah, my internet's here's a little wonky. I'm about
Yeah,
to
you're
fly,
good.
and then when I come back, I'm gonna get it fixed. Anyway, yeah. So Trenton ended up losing, and I definitely don't think he's gonna be all that good, just based on how I saw him get hit. His neck force was really, really, really good, and I thought that that would mean a lot because I also looked at the shape of his face and I saw, well, he's gonna tuck his chin, and he's got this really strong neck. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to knock him out. But then he got hit literally at the side of the head, like right here, and he looked like he had seen a ghost.
Dude.
So I don't think he's going to be able to take hits from people who are all that strong, frankly. Uh, and simply said, Brandon's ability to take a hit. I thought after the Kanakoa match, I mean, Kanakoa knocked him out in one straight up on a bad shot,
Right.
and Trenton hit him clean on that first strike, and he fucking ate it like it was nothing. So just how strong is Kanakoa that he knocked this dude out 3 times in one night. And then, the damage that Brandon should have taken, you'd think his chin is now worse. He ate a perfect shot from Trenton Bordeaux and walked it off like it was nothing. I was very, very, very surprised that that had happened. So yeah, credit to Brandon. I underestimated his chin. I do think
No, dude, you're good. I was sorry, I was trying to find that link that you sent me, but it doesn't seem to be populating when I hit it. So we might have to switch it up and so you can share a screen as well when the time comes. But yeah, I would agree that uh Trenton was a surprise. All the stats were behind him, all the numbers were behind him. He's got, great coach behind him, things like that. And I think it just comes down to you can't really, dude, you just can't prep until you do it. And now that he's done it once, I mean, I don't think we've seen the last of him. You know what I mean?
I definitely don't think this should be the last of them. I think a lot of guys can't eat a Brandon Rhodes shot, and he did. But at the same time, he had a Brandon Rhodes shot like up here. But the
Right.
second one was a little better. And frankly, I don't think the match should have stopped. Like, I mean, if you compare his match getting stopped to what Nate Bernard did and they let him keep going, those were not the same response. You know, I think Trenton should have continued. I think Nate should have stopped. And I had money on Nate. I should be as biased as I can get. And I think that match probably should have stopped. But I said to my dad, I said, I think maybe that's the bare minimum. Like, that's the worst it should be allowed to look and continue. Like,
Got you.
that's what Nate Bernard did. Maybe that should have continued. How they've called it in the past, that would not continue. But if it were to be like, if I'm making the rules and I'm in charge, I would let that match continue. But like, if he was just a little more stumbly, like if he stumbled here and then went back, stop the fight. But he only stumbled this way, so we'll let it keep going. It was really, really, really tight. But I'm glad they let it go because I mean that was a hell of a match.
Yeah, no, hell of a match. Very first sudden death, I believe. And then cut to the card we just had, very first sudden death in a championship match.
Yeah.
So um you know what, when you were talking about how he stumbled a little bit, it made me think of Wolverine actually, how he would kind of lean on that podium and they were saying how that's such a veteran move. And it really is, because any inkling you can get to the people watching, including the refs and the judges and all that, that you're more of a rock than you are a piece of rubber, rubber band going back and forth, it bodes better for you.
I agree. And I also think that in the judges' decisions, I've noticed that when you have this ability to look like to make eating the shot look impressive, it's not necessarily what you do after it, but like I've noticed things like having your body not move. Like think of how Dwayne's shot looked against Bikini Manu, right? That right there is what really gives you that like wow look. You know, like for example, how Zach was hitting Juicy, I thought that looked impactful. Like it kind of felt like it hit Juicy, versus like when you have this like appearance of like, oh, that shot just brushed off me and it was nothing. Like kind of like I said, like Bikini Manu and Dwayne, where Bikini Manu's just sitting there and it swipes past and his whole body doesn't move. It creates this like this visual of like, oh, that shot didn't do anything. So I see this sometimes in how guys stand, where they stand up with the forward lean, with the 2 feet back, and they're lifting their foot up a little bit in their right shoes. That way, it basically just hits them, and they just adjust a little bit, and it's like, oh, that was nothing. It can kind of create a stronger look of nothing happening when 2 guys aren't really powerful enough to deal damage to one another.
Yeah, there's more. I think every card we learn is there's more nuances than we have than that have been discovered, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like each card, just like what you're saying, it depends on how they react, how they absorb, how they do whatever. Like when Peta was taking strikes from Nicole in this last one, she it's almost like she just absorbed the whole thing, and then the hand went away. There was no like follow through, if that makes sense. And even though she ended up not coming out as the victor in that match,
which by the way was a complete disgusting robbery of a decision, I might add.
And dude, she just, I don't know, from watching it, she just was doing what you were saying, which is she didn't move. Like she was a rock.
Can you believe there was a judge who gave round 3 to Nicole?
Dude,
you know that, right? I mean, that's literally like
the one for me was round 2. The one for me was round 2 with Nicole.
Well, round 2, who is it fouled? Peta fouled, so there's no subjectivity. It's a 10-8 every time. Round 1, again, Peta literally, it could not have been easier for Peta to eat that, which then by default should make her win the round, because whatever she did to Nicole was more impactful than what happened to her, because nothing happened. She literally stayed sturdy, got pushed about 2 inches and just went no. And then she hit Nicole and her head whipped around. So round 1, in my opinion, should go to, and obviously I had money on Peta, so of course I'm a little pissed off.
You're a little burnt.
But then after that, round 2, they called a club. It was a club. I don't know how the fuck Peta, like, frankly, I'm gonna question her slap IQ a little bit. She just needed a fair blow that round. I don't know why on earth she would change up her stance to do anything that could cause a club, because a club in a women's fight is just disastrous. It just is.
And it's funny too.
Was like 30% power and on the button, she would have coasted to an easy 30-27 decision.
Yeah, and I tried to get Pete on here. It's just, dude, as you know, coordinating can get a little tricky. We had good dialogue, we had good communication. It just didn't work out for whatever reason, and it sucks because oh, we got some comments. Yo, is this Yodu? You do? We'll get to it, brother. One sec. What I was saying is, you're right. It's not that she can't fight. It's not that she can't strike. But for whatever reason, when she gets up there, dude, who knows what's going on? But she just can't find that mark. And if she would have just found that mark with a little bit of ease to it, without trying to go, guerrilla style, I think you're right. I think it would have been a different result.
Yeah, and I give the athletes some credit. Like, listen, so I tried slapping a little bit myself. Within 15 minutes, I was like pinpoint accurate. But it's one thing to do it on a bag in a gym
Right.
versus you've got the adrenaline, you've just been hit in the face, and all these people looking at you, bright lights, whatever. Millions of people are going to watch this. It's a whole different ball game to be striking accurately under those circumstances. So I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. Like, maybe it's not as easy as I think it is, but at the same time, like, for the love of God, just like if PETA was accurate, I actually think she might be one of the most impressive. She has the best chin of any woman that's ever touched the
Facts.
sport by a
Facts.
wide margin.
Yeah.
Like,
Her.
obviously, the women all kind of have like a good chin because they're not that strong, so they don't hit each other very hard. But when she's getting hit hard by, like, Chelsea Dodson, who we know is strong and has wobbled people in the past, the manner in which she takes it is so impressive. It's this, you see the fucking veins coming up her neck, and it just
Yeah,
moves her body, and it's like, dude, like I am convinced that some of the dudes would hit her and she'd have the same reaction. Like, I'm fully convinced that's the case. The
No, dude, you're
only
right. Like,
issue is that it's not if her role was just being the chin, and then she'd let Ellie Dempster do her striking. If we could just combine the two, that woman ain't losing to nobody because it's
dude, I
accurate,
love that.
powerful, and a really, really, really good capacity to take a shot. Ellie, as strong as she is, she's yet to take a clean shot. Everyone has
Hmm.
missed against her. So she's kind of yet to be properly vetted for, can she take that shot? We hope that she can. But if you told me that Ellie's capability of taking a hit is the same as PETA, I would say she'll never lose a fight because she's really pinpoint accurate, really strong, and PETA, you could hit her with a baseball bat. I just think her body would move. So yeah.
Yeah, and I really noticed Peta's defense on this last card. I mean, obviously I've seen her other matches, but for some reason it was more glued to the ground this card. I feel like you're just saying, it could be a baseball bat and she'd be fine. And I feel like it just needs to be a clean strike, like you're saying, and then we have a different world with PETA. I don't think we give up on PETA at all. She's a dog. She gets up there. She never says no. I think for whatever reason, when it comes to that striking, like you're saying, she God, man, she just got to find that button a bit more. And maybe she does a little bit like Vern, right? Vern has this history of like kind of taking a little bit softer or slower on the first one, and then he really winds up to give it to you. And maybe there's a little bit she could take from that chapter of a book. But yeah, super interesting, man. Hold on, we got some comments, dude. One sec. Round one, P to hit her. Actually, let me put this on the screen so you can see it, brother.
All right.
Round one, Peter hit her high, so not a great slap. Might have been made it a draw. Yeah, dude.
See, I would understand that, but that would be making sense if we could compare it to an actual good slap from Mikol. Mikol's slap was as shit as it can get. So it's like, I understand, maybe Peta's slap wasn't perfect, but and also a round can't be a draw round. They have to give it to somebody. So in round one, PETA once again budged like 2 inches, and then Mikol's head whipped around. So that's round one, PETA. Round two, it's a 10-8 for Mikol because it was
because
a
of the
foul.
right
And
foul.
round three, again, PETA didn't move. Mikol stumbled. 28-28, draw. We go again. PETA slaps accurately. She 100% wins. So that's what should have happened. If PETA never got a foul, it's a complete joke of a fight. She would have won so easily. Because then the strike that you saw in round three would have happened in round two, which would have stumbled Mikol. And then round three, Mikol's really stumbling, and her strikes are continuing to do nothing to PETA. So, like, in my head, I thought that was going to be a 30-27 effortless, as long as PETA didn't miss. And
That's the key.
somehow she fouled twice in a 3-round fight after working on accuracy. I just don't get it. Like,
It's
just
tough,
flat
man.
hand and just hit anywhere around here, and she would have won. But it's a bummer. And I know the like why I'm not like more pissed off is because I know she's more pissed off than I am. Like, I'm bummed I
For
lost
sure.
money.
For
She's,
sure.
I'm sure, devastated about, she trained super hard for this and just couldn't put it together. So feel for her, but it's definitely very frustrating from my perspective because I felt like I did so good at picking that match, and ended up still losing money. So is what it
Yeah,
is.
dude. Let's kind of walk through some other ones. I want to talk about Logan.
Mm-hmm.
So right off the rip, man, comes in, does his thing. And what's awesome and kind of shitty about Slap is a guy like Russell, right? You know he can bang. You know he's got the skill set. Wolverine said it himself. If he could clean up those clubs, he hit him second hardest, only to DeBell when
Yeah,
Wolverine went up against him,
and they're
right?
in completely different categories. So
So it's just like, but he's got that. What I'm saying is he's no like pushover. Then
hmm
Logan gets up there, does his thing. What was your prediction for that match? How'd that turn out for you?
so I expected Russell to win, and I
Okay.
expected him to probably put Logan out in two. And after Logan knocked him out, I go, this Logan must be way stronger. And I'm quite confident that Logan is stronger because I watched him go to a decision with Cooper Housley, and Cooper falls on his ass every time he gets hit by anybody. And he didn't do that with Logan at all. He actually didn't budge a single time. So that made me conclude that I don't think that Logan is that strong. So one of two things happened: either Logan got much stronger, or Russell has really not been getting hit very hard from the people he's been facing. But I thought, I was thinking Wolverine is pretty strong. Hit Russell on the button three times in a row, and Russell ate all three. For Logan to do that was really, really, really impressive. I was pretty shocked when that occurred. Dwayne Crespo, who I've become good buddies with, we talk a good bit, and he also was expecting Russell to win, and he told me he was quite shocked when Logan won. Um, I am just in awe that I expected him to stick his chin out like that. I am just shocked that on a Logan miss, like again, he hit him like here, which was a club and it didn't get called, but it's okay because, it was not an effective strike. If he hit him clean, Russell would be in the hospital right now. So I'm glad that he hit him a little bit, missed him, and
A
just
little
ended
bit
the fight.
off. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So yeah, but I was way wrong about that one. Like in retrospect, if they do a rematch and Logan's going first, he should be minus 1,000 because he completely missed and he still knocked him out like cold.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
way wrong on that one.
Hold on, bro. Dude, I'm loving these comments. Let's keep it going. One sec. Show it on stream. Russell has a really, really weak chin. Oh shit. He has been flinching this whole time against AJ, against Wolverine, and not to mention Greenlaw hit him really, really deep. Should have been a club. Yeah.
Spot on.
I mean, yeah. But on the flip side, it's funny you talk about his strength because as he was coming out, all they could talk about was his powerlifting, his wrestling, his
hmm
bench, his all this kind of shit. So maybe this is like, again, if he can keep, we haven't seen the defense a lot of it, but that could have been a coming out party for Logan, man. I mean, they were hyping him up quite a bit after that to shut off the show.
I mean, in my opinion, he should get a title shot immediately. Klingbeil
Keep the
does not
hype
deserve
going.
Klingbeil does not deserve a rematch because he flinched 400 times and it just didn't get called.
Dude, we need
The
to
truth
we
of
need
it
to get
is,
to that. Yeah.
without flinching, knocks him out in round two. Round one, he sets him on his ass. Round two, he's out like literally asleep. And the issue is the people refereeing the sport don't understand the sport, so they think that this is a perfectly okay strike, but this is the only part that's relevant. And Klingbeil would go like this every time, just barely moving his chin out of the way, so the hard part of the hand would barely be
Skim
like
him.
too shallow, so it would always go across. And the problem is the people who referee the sport don't know what they're looking at. So I saw Jason Herzog, who's a complete fucking idiot if he thinks this. He was like, "Oh, he connected a lot, so we're gonna call that a fair blow." No, all you need is a little flinch to cause this to miss, and then the strike is irrelevant, completely useless. Now we saw this in Makini Manu and Dumpling in the first round. Makini Manu missed. He hit up to there. All of this hit, but this hard part of the palm missed. The very next strike, we see Dumpling stumbling around. And it's because the difference of the hard part of the palm. We see this
Right.
exact same thing with Kanakoa and Darren Godfrey. Darren Godfrey, in the rematch, he got a good connection with his hand on Kanakoa's flinch. But all Kanakoa needed to do was just a little bit flinch out of the way of the hard part of the palm. The very next strike, the hard part of the palm hits, and he's literally completely out and doesn't know where he is. It's that small of a difference of hitting here versus hitting here, because right here is rate limited by how strong your wrist flexion is. And
Correct.
if you're not using your wrist produces no force. This right here produces as much force as your swing did. So it's so crucial that the referees understand that when we're judging what it is and isn't a flinch. And unfortunately, they just don't know what they're looking at, which is a big issue.
Yeah, it's funny. I heard Herzog say I can't remember verbatim what he said, but basically he was saying the flinch didn't affect the strike. It was still had power behind it, or
Yes.
whatever the thinking was, right? The problem with that is, man, and dude, leading up to this card, because there was there's controversy after every card when it comes to striking, fouling, clubbing, stepping, all that shit. But the trilogy match between Quinones and Bordeaux, dude, especially on Brandon's side, he was not letting that shit go. He was posting every fucking
Yeah.
day, all the stories, all the reels, all that shit, the slow mo, repost, and that became the topic of the interviews leading up to this card with people. And Wolverine, to his credit, he's a humble guy, right? He's soft spoken, but I really respected him, man, because I straight up asked him. I said, "Hey, this could start a big conversation. However, what do you think of dot 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 dot?" And dude, the vast majority of that interview was him talking about how to clean up the sport, how to make
Yeah.
things, how to make the strike better, how to make the reffing better, all this kind of stuff. But it still comes down to a human being saying yes or no. So honestly, man, I don't know how they're gonna. It's never gonna be perfect. That's all I gotta say.
It will never be perfect, but I definitely think the referees, let's put it like this. I don't believe that the referees understand how slap fighting works. They don't
Got
understand
you.
this on the very basic level. They sometimes know what the rules say, and frequently they don't. And when they're watching it, in order to officiate a sport, you have to understand what's important to the athletes in order to even know. Like, for example, for him to say that he got a good connection, he literally doesn't understand how a slap works. That's the only reason why he would say that. So, like, this is my big gripe with him is that, like, literally on a fundamental level, he doesn't get how it works. And because of that, he cannot be reffing the sport that he doesn't know how it works. So it's like, and then for example, like even in the way that the rules are written, like leading with the palm being a club, but this is a legal strike, makes literally zero fucking sense. Because if you lead like this, the hard part of the palm eventually hits. If you lead like this, the hard part of the palm hits. If I have a hand like this, the hard part of the palm hits. It literally doesn't matter. The fact that that rule is even written is a bit silly. It's just to make it look like a slap, not a palm strike. I get that. The angle that you come at is very relevant. There needs to be like this. It can't be punching at you. And we could talk about Zakir later.
Right. You can't do that palm pushing. Yeah.
But like this idea that leading with the palm does something, or like I saw Wolverine saying if we called clubs, there would be less knockouts. I mean, like that guy should be knowledgeable, and I respect Wolverine as an athlete. But what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I'll let him slap
Yeah.
me five
Explain.
times in the neck, and he won't knock me out. I'll bet him 10 grand he can't knock me out. Slapping me 5 times, and he has to club on all 5 strikes. I'll put that out right now.
But I
Wolverine,
think
if you want to slap me and you want to hit me up here, and you want to hit me here, and you want to hit me here, and you want to hit me up here, I'll let you hit me 5 times. If you can knock me out in 5 times, I'll give you 10 grand. But
dude,
he also
damn,
needs
we
to
got
put up his
when this live's over, we got to clip that shit together, man.
There we go. If he wants to club 5 times in a row, I can eat 5 clubs under the rule that he's not allowed to do a legal strike. He cannot hit me on the chin. He has to hit me way up here or on the neck. You can't knock a guy out hitting him in the neck. And we know this because we've watched the fucking sport. You cannot find me a video of a guy getting hit in the neck and being knocked out afterwards.
But somebody hearing that thinks you're crazy, right? So it's like we talked about this on the last one. The best way to knock somebody out is the clean slap. It is the clean strike,
the
right?
legal strike is the most effective strike.
100%. And I agree with that. And that's what Wolverine, I think, was getting to is we might see the only thing I thought he was off and I held back a little bit was when he said that we might not see as many knockouts. I said, well, I kind of disagreed with that because you look at these matches that go longer. We don't need to have these Logan lights out, Godfrey lights out, all this kind of shit right off the rip. I mean, they're awesome and they're great. And that's the highlight reel on social media. But if you're into the sport and you watch it, dude, the build up to a knockout or the build up to a sudden death, dude, that's just as exciting for me.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing too, like if we think about the cleanest strikers in the sport who don't foul, right? You could think of DeBell. You could think of Vern. You can think of a lot of these guys. They also happen to be the guys who are the best at knocking people out. Vern has never once fouled, and all of his fights end by knockout. DeBell has, I think, only fouled once, and the one foul he did had no reaction from his opponent against Dorian. The strikes underneath the chin,
That's
Dorian was
interesting.
wobbling, and
Yeah.
then the strike right after that was a club, and Dorian ate it like it was nothing. And
Dude, I don't think Wolverine's had any clubs either or fouls. He's clean as shit.
He has not.
Yeah.
But he also doesn't get a ton of knockouts because I kind of see how he strikes. He sort of swipes across. And, you know, when you go up against someone with a high neck force and you swipe across, you're much less likely to get a knockout. But, like, I'll give you an example. Like, Turpin fouls all the time. How many times has Turpin been disqualified? He's never been disqualified.
So speaking of that,
gets a knockout on a club.
Hold on, dude. What do you think about this one?
Let's see.
Best example of how they took a point away from Stevie when Turpin chose to not strike when there is no rule stating that, and Herzog had no idea at all. Oh, he's talking about your Herzog comment. Yeah.
So, that's completely correct. Like, literally, the referees, I think, frequently do not know the rules at all. And I think that is a big issue, is that they don't know what they're looking at, and they don't know what rules they even need to be using. So, yeah.
So how do we flip that, man? So there's got to be, out of all the refs, do you think none of them understand what's going on?
I don't know about none of them, but every now and again I hear, and the issue is I don't even think the athletes know what's going on, so they struggle to advocate for themselves. So, like, for example, I mean, I guess I don't want to say names, but there are some athletes I have heard talk about the sport, and I can just instantly tell they have no fucking clue what they're talking about.
Like, newbies or vets?
I mean, I just brought him up, so I guess I'll bring him up again. Wolverine saying that, like, clubs lead to knockouts shows a fundamental lack of understanding about how the sport works. Like,
well, don't you think a club, if someone rocks you though on the top of the head or in the neck, right? It may not be the most effective way to knock you out, you know, instantly or clean or whatever. But you don't think that rattles them to their ergo prepping them to get knocked out on the next one?
It doesn't rattle them as much as a clean strike. And the other thing is we have data to support this. So we can look back at the fact of how many times has there been a club, how many times has there been a knockout, what percentage of legal strikes are knockouts, what percentage of clubs are knockouts. Legal strikes as a percentage make up more of the knockouts than clubs. And I believe the reason why it's not a larger difference is because the people who club are going at 100% power and they're not worrying about their accuracy. So if I'm really just willing to throw a fucking haymaker and I'm going to throw it at, you know, here, but I'm literally throwing everything into it because the guys who are missing are not, you know, are going at 100%. No one who goes at 80% misses, right?
Right. So I agree with that.
The clean strikes are going at 80% power, and they're still knocking people out more than the 100% power egregious clubs. So,
God, that's such a mind fuck. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for the casual onlooker. It's just kind of a mind fuck is all. Yeah, yeah.
In my opinion, like clubbing could kind of not be a foul. It's already a punishment enough for the striker that they now like it being a 10-8 seems to me so harsh because they already have to deal with the fact that now their strike just went to shit and it didn't do anything. And now on top of that, we're also going to make them lose the round and have it be a 10-8. It just ruins the women's fights because the women's fights always go to decision. And one clubbing foul like PETA is way better than Michael. One clubbing foul and she loses a unanimous decision. Like, she is clearly the stronger of the two, clearly the better chin, clearly more power, but she lost because she couldn't keep it clean. And and that strike that she didn't keep it clean on was a shit strike. It wasn't like it did something. It was terrible. But you know,
what do you think? How do you think that plays out, man? And then we'll get into more of some of these upcoming matches. But
yeah,
like, it's funny. I was talking to Klingbeil, and I literally told him, it's so funny how just a slap can be so interesting because it's not just that. It's all these different nuances, all these different things. And we just had that comment in the chat as far as, no, KOs do lead to this. Clubbing does lead to this. And what popped in my head while reading that was you take, just like what the comment said, you take Zakir and Cooper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I know you had the comment about Cooper, but I was falling back or whatever. But it is, again, it's just kind of a mind fuck because if I'm looking at somebody and they wind up 100% and smash me on the top of my head or they smash me at my neck, instinctively, I feel like that's worse than smashing me at 100 right here in the clean, in this clean space. Mm-hmm. But maybe because you have so much more around that as far as like skeletal muscle, all that kind of stuff. Whereas at your chin and your button, so to speak, is just kind of what it is.
Yeah,
Is that
so
kind of what you're thinking, or am I off?
like this is where I have basically so I have thought about competing in the sport myself. I've decided I'm not going to.
Oh, you're
But
not going
because
to now.
I'm not going to, but
I know we had talked about that, bro.
I do have one bracing technique that I think could fix that. And I've sort of been thinking like I need to tell this to an athlete. And I need to be very thoughtful about who I choose to tell it to. Someone who could
You don't want to
really
tell all the athletes now.
basically I would want to tell one athlete, hey, here's this really good bracing trick. Now I'm gonna bet on you for your next 5 fights, and I want a percentage of your win bonuses. But I will what like I could right now promise anyone in the lower weight categories there's a way to not get knocked out, which is part of why it's a little difficult for me to answer this question because I do have a important thing to say about that, but I can't really answer. But then yeah, so as of the if a club would be effective or not, the reason why it isn't effective is because it goes into your lateral neck force. So if my neck force without training it a single day is 75 pounds. So because of that, if someone hits me up here, if they don't hit me with at least 75 pounds of force, it will just be transferred into my body and I'll just move over.
But don't you think the opportunity for injury is so much greater? Like if they get clubbed in the neck, things like that.
Injuries, absolutely. So like
Because
stuff
I
like
mean, bro, if you
hitting
hit
the
the
orbital
right
bone.
nerve slash plate or whatever the fuck, I'm not a doctor. You're fucked.
I mean, maybe, but I also think if you hit right here and my head goes twisting around, it'll also be fucked, So, and there's also, I mean, there's nerves along the chin here that are really damaging the hit. The truth of it is, you're getting fucking slapped in the face. I mean, you're kind of not supposed to get hit in the head, and when you get hit in the head, bad things happen. So there's no good place to get hit, neck up. But if you're
Sure.
gonna get hit, the worst place is right on your chin, as far as staying cognizant afterwards. Now, there's an orbital bone here you don't want to get broken, and we see guys break their orbital bones.
Yeah, I think that might have happened to Dickey at this last card, man.
Dickey who or Colton
Zicky.
Cole.
No, with Martin and Zicky.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, but Colton Cole broke his orbital as well. But it's because he's flinching all the damn time. He's got to quit flinching, man. Literally, he is the king of flinching. This is now he's put on 2 Mount Rushmore flinch performances. And on the same card, we had another one. It was Alan Klingbeil. But Alan Klingbeil, I'll at least give him some respect because I think he felt the power round 2 when he went, I can't get hit with that again. So he was kind
That
of
was so
rolling
honest.
with it a little bit. So I'll give Alan some credit. He's playing the game and he's trying to win. And at the end of the day, it's a battle between the athlete and the referee. The referee's trying to keep it fair. The athlete's trying to win. And we need something in the middle. So I'll give Alan some credit, even though he's a flinching son of a bitch, as Bisping would say. You got to do what you got to do. If you don't think the fight's going your way and you don't want to eat another clean strike, yeah, start flinching. I mean, if I was going up against fucking Dumpling or something, some shit, I'm flinching every round. I'm going like this. I'm doing one of these, having to go into my neck force. Like even Dumpling, if Dumpling hit me, but he wanted to hit me up here, I could eat the shot. And people will say that's insane, but there's literally fucking videos of guys my size eating Dumpling shots because he missed. So it's like people can call me crazy for all that, but there are guys who are smaller than me. I'm like 185 pounds, 75 pounds of neck force off the couch. I guarantee those numbers are better than that random dude. And he was able to eat a shot from Dumpling like it was nothing because Dumpling hit him like right up here.
Man, that is. Last time we spoke, we didn't get into it like this. That is fascinating to me, man. Because I think the only way to how do I want to say this? The only way to like prove that and have data behind that is to have somebody like you or whatever go through and literally maven this shit on every single frame for the last however many fights to go out and prove that like getting smashed here. What's that?
I've watched every power slap fight ever, literally every single one that's ever existed, and I've probably watched every single strike.
You need to put together. You need to put that in a data form, bro. I'm serious. You need to put together percentages and things like that.
Interesting. So me and Dwayne have become like good buddies. We talk about the
Yeah,
sport.
Dwayne's an encyclopedia, so good choice. Him and DeBell, man, shit.
Well, it was interesting. So I initially messaged him because he made a prediction of Brandon Rhodes and Trenton, and he said he thinks it'll go to decision. And I thought he was a total idiot. I go, there's no way this is gonna go to a decision. So I sent him a message and I go, you really think that that's gonna go to decision? And he was like, yes. And I said, well, since you're the betting kind, I'll give you 2-to-1 odds, as much money as you want. I guarantee it ends in a knockout. and we had our little discussion. But in me talking to him, I think he sort of realized I kind of know what I'm talking about. So we became buddies through that. Just I guess him, respecting my small pockets of knowledge I have. And but even then, me and him disagree a good bit, and even
Sure.
on some of the Power Slap 17 predictions, we disagree. And we've started keeping track of like our pride bets, like to see who's he doesn't want to bet money with me because he knows I'm too sharp for him, but we'll have our little bets where we just sort of put our ego on the line, and I say something's gonna happen, he says something else. So we've got a few for this next event. We'll see how they go.
I love it, man. Well, let's get into it, dude. So I tried to pull up that link you sent me, and it's not popping up on my browser.
There's nothing to see there. I mean, it would be the old betting odds, but there's no betting odds out yet. At least I don't think so. So
Okay,
yeah.
so well, do we have shit? Do we have a screenshot that we could share with those
I've
old
got a
ones?
list of the matches right here. I can go over them.
Okay, can you let's do this in real time, fam? I know you can. Let's see here. If we want to, can you share your screen on your side?
Uh, it's a Google Doc of my things. Like, there's not a whole lot to see. I could just name a match, and then we just predict it. We'll do it.
Okay, let's do that for now, and then next time we do this, we'll have a visual for the audience. But yeah,
Right.
let's go through your Google Doc verbally, and then let's break it down, dude. This will be good.
All right. So first match is Ellis versus Ro Montana, and my prediction is going to be Ro, and
I got row two.
I would say I am 80% confident he will win because Ellis does not have a great chin. Every time he's ever been hit underneath the chin, he's fallen on his ass every time. And Rowe, I actually think is very strong. He's been given Zach Lansing, who you cannot knock out. And then he's been given Aaron Turner, who also is really fucking hard to knock out. I mean, this is a guy who ate 3 shots from Wes, 4 shots from Nate. I mean, the guy's got a really, really, really good chin. So I think Rowe is actually pretty damn strong, and we've just not been able to properly assess his strength because he's going up against these guys who have such good chins. And then Rowe, on the other hand, just how good is Rowe's fucking chin, man? I mean, he ate 3
Dude.
like or 2 decently placed strikes from Zach and 1 complete whiff from Zach, and then he ate 3 on the button strikes from Aaron Turner.
From Aaron, yeah.
They were nothing.
No, I told Aaron this to his face. I was like, and actually, I think I told Rowe too. But I just said this guy he is the epitome of a granite chin, kind of like Peta in the women's divisions. Like he just, it's like a fly, it's like a mosquito. Like somebody hit me with a piece of paper. You know what I mean? No, dude. What were the old odds on those guys?
There's no odds available for these yet. So
I thought you sent me one. Hold on.
That was for the previous event.
Oh shit, my bad. Okay.
Yeah, the odds come out roughly 72 hours before the event because the coin toss isn't even out yet, so we can't know the odds.
That's part of the issue with all these back-to-back cards. It kind of happens when it happens, right?
Yeah, I'm eagerly waiting the coin toss since I think there's a few fights where it's really relevant this time. This latest event, I didn't really think the coin toss mattered too much on most of the fights, but this one there's definitely some ones that's relevant, and I think Ellis and Rowe, it's somewhat relevant. Maybe not super relevant, but I do think it's going to matter the coin toss.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go on to the next one.
So the next one, in my notes, I literally have it Chinese versus Kazakh. I have no clue who either of these fucking dudes are.
They're hard to say.
In arm wrestling, Kazakhs are really good, so I will be picking the Kazakh by my gut feeling that Kazakhstanis are just built a little different.
Honestly, I can't argue that. I will agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. I never met a Chinese dude that seemed scary as fuck, but I have never met a Kazakh dude that did not seem scary as fuck. I am
That's awesome.
The Kazakh guy with a very low degree of confidence. This basically counts as me not predicting. I literally looked at their names and I could tell that from the spelling that he was Kazakh, so I picked him. That's the level of analysis I've done.
I love it, man. Hey, we might get a Chinese guy soon that can bend some fucking wrenches. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I saw him. I think this is him.
No, it is on this one?
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, dude, I thought he was coming up on the next one.
Yeah, so I mean, and that Chinese guy, like, I get the bending of wrenches looks cool or not, but I'm picking the Kazakh just because.
Dude, I love it. You know what? I'm not gonna back down. I'll pick the same guy too.
Yeah, we are sticking with our Kazakh prediction because his name ends with an EV. All right, then we got Dennis.
Dude,
versus,
okay, sorry, I just looked it up in real time. You're right. It's this card, man. Okay, let's go, fam.
And I like to put him on the main card because I am genuinely quite interested to see how these guys will go. because the lightweight needs kind of someone interesting. I mean, it's really, really a sad division right now. So we got to get some interesting stuff going on. Because like right now, I don't even think Trujillo would struggle with a single guy in 170 if he just decided to face someone
No,
in
dude, I
170.
think it's funny to say because he's the champ, but Trujillo is a little underrated. You know what I mean? He just because he
Yes,
doesn't
he's
have he doesn't have
absolute.
the Bordeaux, he doesn't have the whoever to hype up that shit. I don't think.
Mhm. And I'll tell you right now, I literally think that Dakota McGregor is like really good. Like Dakota McGregor came off 2 early round knockouts, I think, and then he got way stronger training for a world championship, and then Trujillo didn't budge in 5 strikes. I mean,
Right, he
that's
took them all.
really crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts. Okay, yeah. So we're sticking with our pick, the Chinese guy. We're impressed with you. We want to watch it, but we're gonna stick with our guy.
Yes, and I also, you know what? I have a random little gut feeling that the guys that are always really strong lack a chin. I have no clue where the science is on that, and no data, no actual evidence, but I just have a random gut feeling that whenever they bring out some weirdo dude who's real strong, they got no chin. So just off that, we're picking the Kazakh.
Got you, man.
All right, we got Danis Vildanov against Jocko. Has got some South African last name. He goes by Grootwit. I am picking Jocko because I have never seen a super heavyweight fall on his ass the way that Dennis did recently, and I know that the chins only get worse.
Yeah.
So I'll always pick, and I don't. Once again, zero research. I'm going off the fact I've seen Dennis fall on his ass, and I've never seen Jocko fall on his ass. That's the level of analysis I've done. But if you're
Also,
a
those
guy at super
South.
heavyweight that can fall over and you're about to get hit hard, I think it's very, doesn't bode well for your chances.
Yeah, and let's be real, those South Africans, they've been in the slap game for a little bit longer.
Yeah, the South Africans are pretty legit about slap. I know one South African guy. His name is Reichard Bornman in arm wrestling, and he was literally just some rugby kid. And 3 years in, he's like already a freak in arm wrestling. Like the South African guys are a little different. So I love Reichard. So because of that, I guess I'll pick his South African countryman. I'm picking Jocko.
Dude, love it, love it. Moving on.
But on this one, this is one where the coin toss is highly relevant. Dennis hits like a fucking truck. He had uh, Hitman wobbling all over the place. Hitman would have been knocked out if he went second that fight. And then, but Dennis also is known to fall on his ass. So it's a little bit like,
I got you.
it's hard to pick this one. But I've never seen Jocko stumble. Young guy, 180 kilos on the shorter side, which I like in super heavyweight. So I am picking Jocko, but he might literally just tumble immediately. This is a great one to pick the under. If you're picking the over-under on the rounds, pick the under on this one.
Got it, dude.
So
Love it, love it.
Louis and James. Louis Robinson, the Brit Slap champion, and then James Seekman.
So I'll go first on this one. So I'm going to be talking to James hopefully by Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And James is a wild card because it just comes down to is he going to show up or not for me, right? Whereas what I've seen with Louis, he doesn't really seem to be a hit or miss. He's going to come with it full force all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm super excited to talk to James to see how he's feeling, all the training, all that kind of stuff, because we've seen him high in weight, we've seen him low in weight, and we've seen him on both sides of the podium, if you will. And so I'm just going with Louis on this one.
All right. So I have become good friends with Louis. I randomly messaged him to ask a little bit about his training, and now we've become buddies. We message pretty frequently about slap at least. And I am 100% sure Louis will knock out James Seekman in
100%.
I am 100% sure.
Dude, Henry, man, it's slap. There is no 100%. I mean, maybe there's 100% here and there.
If Louis gets to strike, he will knock him out. And I will bet my entire life savings this will not go to a decision.
Okay.
And I don't want to get into the details of why I believe Louis can eat his shots because it could help James. Like I would be giving away some specific details. And especially now I'm buddy with Louis, so I a little bit need him to win just because I'm rooting for my boy, right? So I won't give out the specifics, but I'm very confident Louis can eat a shot, but maybe he can't. I'm not totally 100% sure, but I am 100% sure James Seekman will be out cold if Louis Robinson hits him.
Dude, all right, man. Okay, I love it.
Maybe he misses. But there is no fucking chance that one of these guys are not leaving this place on a stretcher. There is no chance. And if you told me someone leaves on a stretcher, I'm picking James. James will be leaving on the stretcher because Louis, the last guy he hit, he said he didn't move for 5 minutes.
Wait,
Yeah,
is that for real?
that's for real. He said he didn't move for 5 minutes. And
Who was the last guy Louis fought?
So it was a guy named Dan One Shot Mitchell, and he's won 3 bare knuckle fights after the slap fight. So it's not like this guy just has some paper chin. Younger guy, ate 4 shots from the previous opponent. It was a back and forth fight. He ended up winning by TKO because the other guy couldn't continue because he got something screwed up in his face. The other guy was another one of these fat young guys who can eat shots. And then he got given Louis. Once again, ate 4 shots from the previous guy. Louis hit him, and he literally looked like fucking Dante Smiley, who got hit by Stunt Marshall. And then, like,
hold on, I just pulled up. Keep talking. I'm pulling up the fight.
A minute later, he's like fucking parading around, like, yeah. Literally, this guy's like fucking flat on the ground. They cut. This guy's like, they did a fucking right here. Let's watch this.
Okay, let's watch this. Okay, I got the sound off. It's about 5 minutes, so we'll skip to it.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Skip to the
coming out.
Dan Mitchell went first. So Louis Robinson did eat a strike. You guys.
Okay, fuck, man, hold on. Is Louis on the left or right?
Louis on the left.
Okay, I'm not as familiar with Louis, obviously. Okay, so fam, people that are watching and listening, we are looking at quote unquote the nastiest KO in Brit slap history. Louis claims this guy was out on the right side of your screen. Louis claims this guy was out for 5 minutes, Henry.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to quote him. That's off memory of him messaging.
Okay, yeah. You're good, man. You're good.
But
we're about to.
He was out for a while. Let's put it like that.
Okay, we're about to get to it here. All right, and he went.
He went second.
He went second.
The coin toss right here for Brit slap.
So I feel like the coin toss should be live as well, but that's just me. Like live at the match.
For the betting, I like it coming before because I think if you want people interested in betting on the sport, you do kind of need to release it in advance. So
yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, I just like the anticipation and live. Okay, here we go.
Dan Mitchell went first.
Dan Mitchell went first. Younger guy. Oh, dude, that was kind of a whiff.
And he missed.
He totally missed.
Just the tips of his fingers. And this is why there's a chance Razor, I talk all this shit. Razor might literally get fucking packed up in one strike. He's about to get hit harder than he's ever been hit. I don't know.
Sure, that's fair.
I'm pretty confident that won't happen. And if it doesn't, he's going to fucking kill James.
So here we go.
All right.
Okay, Louis lining up.
And how they do it, they lift the arm and then.
Oh, interesting. Okay, here we go. I've never seen this, fam. 2. Oh my gosh, that's right. Hold on. Okay, let's bring this back. He definitely did it done in 1.
Let's check the moment it happened. So it's like 3:32 in the video.
3:32.
Yeah, okay. You can see for a while there. You can skip later in the video. He's still on the floor. This was not a small knockout by a little margin. He's like done.
3:32. He's grounded. And we are at.
Bonkers. And they show an instant replay. And then after that, now you're already at the end. They show the instant replay, and then there's a cut in the video.
Okay, hold on. Let's get that replay.
No, well, just leave it where it is here.
Okay, got you.
So he's
There's a replay.
Right on the button.
Man.
And keep in mind, this guy's won a slap fight, eating 4 shots, and then you see it cut in the video, and then they're at the end here.
Right.
And
so there's a definite editing
Louis told
that
me
happened.
That there was a pretty significant amount of time between what we just saw and the cut. It was big enough that they felt the need to cut the video, right?
Right. Dude, unlike that fucking Pacquiao fight. Remember that when he was basically dead for a year?
I don't really watch boxing, so
oh, gotcha. Anyway, that's what it reminded me of.
Too young.
Man. Oh, dude, I like this comment. Hold on. Dude, we got our one comment guy. What's up, fam? You do. Seekman will win this Pono. The Monster Man Pow could not completely KO Seekman. All right. Okay. I mean, circumstances.
If you'd like to bet with me, my Instagram's in the description.
That's awesome.
As much money as you want.
So sticking with Louis. Yeah, I still say Louis wins, but I will say this. I'm not like betting my house on it like you are. I love the anticipation, but I'm just saying he pulls it out that night.
And actually, you're probably going to post one prediction of mine, I assume.
Post. Oh yeah, whatever you want.
No issue with this one being shown to everybody. I am
Okay.
100% sure Louis will knock out James Seekman.
I
If
love it, man.
he doesn't fall flat, and this is one where the coin toss is hyper relevant to me. If Louis goes first, he should be minus 600. Those would be the correct bet. That's the right betting line. Minus
Because
600.
we've never really seen him take anything.
I'm only worried about him. And now Louis had 3 fights. So the first one went to a decision and he did it off the couch. So that to me proves the guy's got a bit of a chin, right? The next fight, he was been training for like 8 months. He went first, knocked the guy out in 1 round. Then another 8 months, again, training. And you could see between those 2 fights, he's in way better shape. The belly got smaller, the arms got bigger, the guy was working. And then the second fight, he like knocked him out and he was like still a little bit moving. And then the third fight, he knocks him out and the guy didn't move at all for 5 minutes. And now he's trained for another 8 months as hard as he was training before.
Wow.
So
it's going to be interesting.
He's going to be much stronger than the shape that just knocked this dude out for 5 minutes straight.
Fair.
To think
all right.
This will go if James eats this shot, he earned his nickname the Iron Chin. It's just not happening.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
And
all right, moving on.
Admit, I was a total fucking idiot if I get this one wrong. And
dude, that's half the fun. You find out if you're an idiot or not, and when you get the results come out, it's half the fun.
So, like in arm wrestling, I'm like this too, where I'm willing to like sort of, I guess stick my chin out there and be willing to be a total idiot. So there was a match where I said if an athlete didn't win 4-0, I would shave my head. And he won 4-1 and lost the round on fouls, and I shaved my head because of it.
Dude.
So, I'll even throw up a bet on this one. If James Seekman goes if James and Louis goes the distance, I'll shave my head. And the next time I come on here, I'll have a shaved head.
All right, dude. Distance. I love it. Well, I got some editing work to do when this is over, so we can get these reels out, baby.
All right. So next one is Azael and Andrew Provost.
So here's the thing. Look, just because of the career that I've seen. So remember, I got into this Power Slap 8. So the really early stuff with Provost, season 1, all that kind of shit, not too familiar with. So all I can tell you is, based on his career so far, how he did handle himself with Babyface, I got to go with Azael.
So how, Babyface, we'll get into this later, but Babyface is quite overrated, I believe his chin is. And people probably think Azael doesn't hit super hard because he did nothing to Babyface. He missed all 3 of his strikes. Completely missed them.
No, he full on admitted that the lights and the momentum and the bobbing heads around, all that kind of spotlight, it didn't affect him fully, but he did admit that it did kind of affect him a little bit. So I think that was the reason why we may not have seen the full power of him that night.
And in my opinion, I believe an athlete doesn't ever really know what screwed them over. Like, I don't think Azael actually knows that if it was the lights or this or that, the other thing. But the truth of it is I can call a spade a spade. He fucking missed 3 times. And I think if he was hitting them clean, we would have seen a stumbly Anthony Blackburn. Andrew Provost, the last time he got hit clean, flat on his ass. So, and it was by Waylon Frost, who I do not think of as highly as Azael. Azael also has an incredible capability to zombie forward. He gets knocked out in all of his fights zombie. And then just comes back to life. So, like, he'll literally just be, and then it just right back to it. It's as if he got knocked out and then his brain was like, but I got to win this shit, So he'll come back.
Yeah, dude, no, he's got that Brandon Rhodes gene, Azael does. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So if he's got the zombie capability and because everyone's zombies getting worse, the zombies are slowly turning into the guys who get KO'd.
It has to happen.
Like KO Chris was in my opinion, the king of the zombies, and now he just is not really eating shots the same way. Another guy, AJ Hints, the king of the zombies, and AJ Hints ate a shot from Vern. And now he gets knocked out in 1 by Stunt Marshall.
That's fair, man.
It kind of goes to show that Chin really leaves.
And it kind of goes without saying as well, but fighting is a young man's sport, and Power Slap might be an even younger man's sport.
Yes.
AJ is not old by any stretch of the imagination. However, he's taking hits from the guy you just rattled off, and so to take a hit just as, I don't want to say just as strong, but just like that and get lit up just shows that over time, bro, your Father Time's undefeated. And it doesn't matter if you're 28 in a certain sport or 44 in another sport. When it happens, man.
In my opinion, it's more important the amount of damage you've taken compared to how old you are. So, and I've also, just by analyzing, I've kind of concluded that it's getting knocked out really that fucks you over. Um, Someone like Wolverine, he's had a million slap fights. He's been hit in the head so many fucking times, and that guy's got a great chin still. Obviously, some of that's genetics, but I also believe that his not ever having been put out cold will go a long way. The day he gets put out cold, and it'll happen one day, uh, it'll be worse after that. He'll never be the same. And I see, I don't. It's Diana at Petty Corner.
Oh yeah, Diana Petty Corner. Yeah,
Yeah, so her
from the Petty Corner.
yeah, and then God, what's Ryan Phillips? They were doing like a live, and they were talking about this match, and I'd put in the chat. I said, I think AJ should retire. His chin's gone, and they were saying, oh no, he just needs to work on his defense a little more. And then Diana was like, oh, I just think the lights got too bright for him. We kind of need to look out for our fellow athletes and admit when they've had enough. AJ has had enough. He should no longer compete in power slap. His chin is gone. He has taken irreversible damage to his brain. He's not the same guy he used to be, and it's okay to admit that. And I think, maybe a little more camaraderie amongst the athletes to acknowledge when this is happening to their own would go a long way. Instead of just sending AJ out there to take more damage. I don't want AJ taking more damage. If I was his friend, I would literally sit him down, take him out to lunch, and I'd say, AJ, I really want you to stop doing this power stop thing. Some of the athletes' chins are not the same they used to be, and they should probably stop getting hit in the head. And AJ is one of the guys that should stop getting hit in the head. That's just my opinion. Of course, he's a grown man. He can do whatever the hell he wants. And maybe he's going to go out his next fight and fucking eat the shot like it's nothing and say, see, I fucking told you so.
Right,
or
sure.
maybe Stunt is really just that strong, right?
Dude, what do you think about this? What do you think about this on AJ, man? Our favorite
AJ
commentator, bro.
He took a club from Vern,
clubs from Russell, 2 clubs from Turpin in a span of 4 events. I mean, all the hardest hitters. So
yeah, but he's been knocked out cold 4 times, and that is where you start getting to significant brain damage, and where you start getting a guy where he's slurring his words, and even just hearing him talk, he does not talk the same way he did when he started Power Slap. He should stop competing. That's the truth of it. It is the ugly truth of our sport, is that there is brain damage. There is too much for a certain person. Vern's another one of those guys. He's been out cold twice. His chin is not going to miraculously improve. He should probably stop doing it too. There's a few guys who they've just been hitting the head to, like Frank the Tank. He's the king of CTE. That guy has been knocked out too many fucking times. There are a few guys who've just been knocked out too many times. In my opinion, as Power Slap as an organization, if you get knocked out 3 times, you should no longer be allowed to compete. That's my opinion. The commission should not allow that to be sanctioned, because that person is not ever, like, if you've been knocked out 3 times, you're not suddenly going to go on to become the world champ. It's just the fucking truth.
Right.
So,
it's not a Rocky movie. You can take all the damage you want, but when the damage is actually taking over you, then it's a conversation. Absolutely.
And anyway, so this circles to my Azael and Andrew prediction.
Okay, go.
I think Azael will win, but every dog's got his day, and he's had his day twice now. Been completely folded up against who is it? John Davis, and then
I forgot about
completely
that Davis
folded up against Eddie Brahimir, but he came back to life.
Right, zombie.
And then now again, completely folded up by Babyface. If Azael's chin is as good as it was, or is in the realm, and he was never out cold, he's never been out cold. He just kind of gets wobbled, and he's kind of trying to get back up. And he was on his feet, I believe, against Anthony. As much as the camera went to Anthony, and we all kind of forget, but he actually did get back up. I mean, it wasn't totally ruined or anything. And he ate 4 clean shots from Blackburn, so it's not like he's totally gone or anything. But if he were to get knocked out cold in this one, that's it for Azael. He's done. He was the same guy zombieing out against everybody, and now he's getting knocked out cold by a guy who, frankly, has not been ever that powerful. So this is kind of a turning point for Azael. Can he eat the shots or not? If he can, I like his future. If he can't, I'm a little worried for him.
Yeah, I'm cool to run with that, actually. Yeah, I mean, I got Azael on this one for sure. But we keep. So what's the next match after this? We got 2 more, right?
We got Sheena and Robin, Dorian and Zakir, Anthony and Cole.
Okay, so 3 more. So when we get to the main event, I want to circle back to Anthony not striking as hard. So let's continue on.
Okay. So Sheena and Robin, we can go over this one quickly. I think Sheena's just gonna totally destroy her. She hits harder. She's got an all right chin. Robin doesn't hit very hard. She barely beat Jackie Cataline.
Some thought Jackie was robbed.
Yeah, Jackie was robbed. Should have been a draw. But yeah, so in my opinion, I think Sheena will win a 30-27 decision. She might foul and then it will completely fucking ruin everything. Robin might foul and it'll make it really easy. I genuinely am not a huge fan of the women's fights where both of them have very good chins because it's kind of difficult to analyze since it's so likely to go to a decision.
Interesting.
And there's
Yeah.
such small details that will be the difference maker. But yeah, this one I'm very confident will end in a decision, and I think Sheena will probably win. But once again, a little
Yeah, I know
foul, a little
Sheena had
stumble
that.
here and there, and it can be totally different.
Yeah, for sure, Matt. No, I know Sheena had that little injury or whatever, so she had to take a bit of a break from doing it. But now that she's back, I'll tell you exactly what I told Robin, and that is, if Robin pulls this out, it's huge for her and the sport
Oh
because
yeah.
every sport, including power slap, dude, we love an upset. And the good news is, if that were to happen, bro, they're putting that fight together back immediately, and we get to see it again. And then at that point, I don't think there's a massive upset if an upset occurs this time. So I'm just going to go with this. I think Sheena's going to pull it out, but I told Robin if she pulls it off, that's huge for her and the sport.
I agree. All right, so next one is Dorian and Zakir. I
Okay,
could
I
talk
love this
for
one.
about 45 hours about this match, but I'll try to keep it somewhat concise. So,
okay, we are pushing an hour right now, so we're good,
so
man.
I'll try to be quick here. So
these shows always go by so fast, bro. We need to get into a rhythm again. This is cool.
yeah. So Zakir, I'll briefly go over his career because I think it's very important to really look at it as a whole. So we think of this guy as this Kazakh monster. He's so fucking strong. This guy's unbelievable. Whatever. Let's really look at what Zakir has done thus far. He got hit by Trolls Nilsson, who's literally a dude off the street, and he stumbled a little bit. Then, and I actually, Dorian and Dennis Vildanov have had a match. Did you know about this?
No.
They had a match, and it went and like they went back and forth. Like,
was it like a barrel league?
Yeah, it was one of these Russian leagues, and I want to find the video because I forgot who I told him. I told Louis about this. I told him that I'd seen Dorian or Zakir and Dennis Vildanov face each other, and he was like, "No fucking way, man! Like that's so cool." Because it's like really cool now. That's actually a relevant match. It was like 5-6 years ago. They were trading blows like crazy, but I definitely think that I can acknowledge that the table layout at some of these other leagues made it very different to get into knockouts. I won't get super technical, but the way that the strikes land on some of these other leagues, it's much harder to knock people out than in Power Slap, which is why you see much more decisions and you see these 10-round fights in these other leagues versus in Power Slap it ends in 1 or 2 rounds very frequently. So
the distance does matter.
So back to the distance, and then it's also the length of the table this way, not letting you come from underneath. You have to swipe across. And I won't get into like the fucking nitty gritty. There's so much to this, but who gives a shit? So for Zakir, Zakir faced Trolls Nilsson, guy off the street. First strike, it a little bit stumbles him, but he ate it, and then he literally punched Trolls in the face, straight up. He just went like that, and Trolls got right back up like nothing happened. And then Trolls hit him again in his dazed state. Again, he a little bit stumbled him. I know Zakir said, "Oh, it was like I hit his strikes like they were nothing." It was a little stumbly bumbly after that. And then Zakir punched him in the face again. And this time he knocked him out. But again, the way the story is told is not accurate. Trolls Nilsson was on his feet. He was like this close to being able to continue after being punched in the fucking face twice, like literally, bah, So Dude. A little bit, maybe Zakir's not that strong. Then he goes up against Bryce Jones. Clubs the absolute fucking shit out of Bryce Jones. Punches him in the face again.
Bryce Jones that's my only.
Okay, here I'll finish this and then we get.
Yeah, okay. You go, then I'll go. 1-2.
So then he punches him in the face again, and he gets back up. Luckily, this time they called the club, rightfully so, and Bryce Jones is fairly given the win. So I talked about leading with the palm doesn't do anything, missing doesn't do anything, but punching someone in the face absolutely does something. That was a much more effective strike than before. Then he faces Cooper. Now this is where we get to some controversy. People think it was a club. As the way the rules are written, it was a club, but clubs are not effective strikes. He knocked out Cooper with a bad strike. That's pretty impressive, but Cooper's been knocked out cold 3 times. This is now his 4th time being knocked out cold. I don't think his chin is there the way it was initially, and it's gone now. He's another one of those guys that, I've messaged Cooper. I like Cooper. Seems like a cool guy. He should no longer compete in the sport. He's been out cold too many times. I just don't think he can eat shots anymore. And we saw Pono Pau do the exact same thing to Cooper. Put Cooper out cold in one like it was nothing. And then he hit Dorian Perez 3 times clean, and Dorian did not budge.
Yeah,
Everyone
dude.
looked strong until they have to hit Dorian Perez. Dorian
100%.
Perez will eat these strikes like they're fucking nothing, is my prediction. And I think Dorian will knock him out in the second or third round.
So I think this is why I think this match is so interesting. We've talked about a couple people that are kind of like these cinder blocks, right? PETA and a few others. You hit them, they don't budge. Dorian is one of those cinder blocks.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, say what you will. He's had a few where his eyes, not his eyes go behind his head, but he's just, he's been slightly rattled here and there. But the point is, Dorian doesn't move. He just stands there. And with Zakir, with what I have seen of him, which was Bryce and which was Cooper, right? They just weren't clean. They just weren't clean.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am so curious and I am so excited to see what happens between these two. I really want Zakir to win the coin toss so we can just get that over with. Because if Dorian eats whatever Zakir throws at him, whether he hits him with the club or whatever, and it doesn't get called, or it hits him with the club and it does get called, because Zakir does have some accuracy issues.
Mm-hmm.
If Dorian eats that, bro, oh my God, I am shouting at the screen for for Dorian's first slap because it is going to be the true test of Dorian's the real deal on defense, because Zakir has got, no pun intended, he has like this mammoth strength, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if Dorian eats that, but then he can look at him and go, okay, buddy, here's your turn. I don't see Zakir at least not stumble. I don't know if he gets knocked out, but that first slap from Dorian, I really picture him stumbling. And then I think it goes to decision, because if he doesn't get knocked out on the first one, yeah, dude, I think this goes to decision. Yeah.
I completely disagree. I am very confident this will end.
If Dorian takes that slap or whatever, bro, it's game on. It's rounds for rounds.
Okay, here's the thing. Dorian, I will bet my house Dorian can eat one, because Dorian's eaten 5 shots from DeBell. Are we really going to act like Zakir is like way stronger than DeBell? I find that hard to believe. And, again, Pono did the exact same thing to Cooper, and then looked like, if you watched Pono Pau's match against Dorian, you would think he's weak. No one's gone the distance with Pono. Dorian did not fucking budge. No one's gone the distance with DeBell other than Wolverine. Dorian did not fucking budge. Like,
he's granite,
it's a
bro.
whole different level of chin when you get to Dorian. Zakir has been given, once again, a dude off the street. He punched twice. We got Bryce Jones, who's never really had his chin properly tested, who stood back up from getting punched in the face.
Yeah, he looked like he was ready to go again. He was yelling at the refs and everything, Bryce was.
Yeah, I would have been so curious to see Bryce hit Zakir. I would have been very curious.
That's what I'm saying, dude. If Dorian takes that slap, oh, I'm so excited to see Zakir take a real slap.
But again, you're saying if. I know he's eating it. There's no way he's going down in one.
I love your confidence. I'm just not there yet, because it's slap. You just don't. It's so, no pun intended, it's so fucking in your face, you know?
Hear me out, right? Do you think that Dorian or Trolls Nilsson has a better chin?
Okay, well, next question.
Okay, and then Trolls Nilsson got punched in the face.
So you're saying the biggest difference is, I just want to be correct on it. You're saying the biggest difference is if Dorian actually takes a punch or B, a good slap.
So what I'm saying is Zakir's strike, which was the best it's ever going to be, which was the palm strike to the face that he gave to Trolls. Trolls ate like it was nothing.
Oh,
he didn't eat like it was nothing. He was sat down on his ass, but he got back up. He was back up there. So are we going to pretend that? Let's just say Zakir fucking throws a haymaker at Dorian.
Right.
He's already done that, and the guy ate the shot. So if Zakir does anything that looks like a slap, Dorian's going to eat it.
So is our question with Zakir and Dorian more about, can Zakir take a slap?
Yes. I think it's more about that. And
I don't argue that.
I've seen Zakir go the distance with Dennis Vildanov in this other league, but I also saw him get stumbled by Cooper. And Cooper stumbled him more than Dennis would have, which makes me kind of throw away the Dennis result because I know that can't be accurate. It is why I picked Zakir to beat Cooper, because everyone had said, "Oh, we've never really seen Zakir."
Oh shit, fam. Henry, you there?
Hear me?
There we go. We got you back audio wise. Oh, there we go. Video too. We're good. We're good.
All right. Yeah, my internet is a little wonky.
You couldn't even finish wonky. Henry, come back, brother. We're almost done, baby. Let's look at our comments. Okay, I got movement.
Hello?
There you are.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, perfect. All right, here. We kind of got to wrap this up because I also have stuff I got to do. So, Anthony against Cole Young. Anthony's chin has never really been properly tested, and every time it's been tested, he's failed. So, Manny does not pack that much punts. He's a kind of a guy who goes to decision a lot. And Azael missed 3 times in a row. Every other time he's been hit underneath the chin, Anthony has been stumbly, bumbly all over the place. Cole Young is much stronger than the last time he faced Anthony Blackburn. Anthony Blackburn is also much stronger than the last time he faced Cole Young. I am picking Cole Young.
No shit.
Bit of a bold take, and this is why I wanted to come on, because I knew I'd have this bold take. I will potentially look like a total idiot, but I feel like everyone is super high on the Anthony Blackburn Kool-Aid. And frankly, I am going to a little bit put into question how hard this guy's training. He's been training hard as fuck for 2.5 years, and I see him bench, and he benches 225. I don't train my triceps or chest. I only go to arm wrestling practice, and I can bench 165 pounds the first time I ever touch the exercise. And I've never trained it before.
Okay.
If I trained for 2.5 years, I would think I can do more than a 225 on bench.
If that's what's
a little bit question how hard Anthony Blackburn is working. I'm a little skeptical. I feel like when he has a match coming up, he's like working hard for 8 weeks. But then in the off season, I get the vibe. He's, drinking beer, partying back with the boys. Oh, look at me. I'm coaching on Power Slap. Oh, I got a fight coming up. I'll start working out. I'm a little worried that he's like that. Versus I feel like Cole Young is one of these dudes who never talks about it, but he fucking works his ass off all the time. That's the vibe I get from Cole Young.
Yeah. So, okay. So you're kind of like Cole Young doesn't put it out there, but he's putting in the work. Anthony puts it out there more and isn't really putting in the work all the time.
I think he works very hard when he has a match coming up, but I don't think he's one of these guys that are like 365 all the time. I'm always working, even someone like Wes Mena, for example. I think Wes Mena trains whether he has a match or not.
Agreed.
And when he gets called up on short notice, he's like, I'm good for that. Like we saw him do against Aaron Turner. I think he's good 24 hours in the day. Like he's always like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go. Pono Pal's another one of those guys where I think Pono's always training. Robert Trujillo's another guy. I think he's always training. But I think Blackburn, as good as he is, and I have a lot of good things to say about Blackburn, I don't think he works 100% all the time. So, yeah.
So this is my rebuttal to that. So I think he does put in more work than he's letting on, because I know he trains a lot with like Bordeaux and guys like that, and he's more about what he posts on Instagram. It's more silly, but I think he does put in the work. I think Blackburn's at this crossroads in his career, and hear me out on this, very similar to like Ronda Rousey. Let me explain. So Ronda Rousey comes in. It doesn't fucking matter how she's winning. She's tearing through bitches, man. Just like, so well that we don't think those other girls have any talent, which is so beyond far from the truth, right? They're a professional MMA fighter. They've got talent. They could fuck both of us up, right? But it doesn't matter. Ronda's tearing through them, okay? Then all of a sudden, we have this Holly Holm chick come around, right? Everyone still has Ronda way above it. She's never going to be the underdog. She's going to live forever. Ronda's the queen, all that. You remember that hype. So, but then Holly Holm comes in, figures the little thing out, and takes her out. Stuns the world, shocks everybody. It's this big uproar thing. But that's MMA. When it comes to Power Slap, I think Anthony is on this tear. Not because he's the strongest, not because he's just got this bravado about him. It's because the accuracy is fucking dialed. So if he's hitting you at whatever percentage, we had talked about it earlier on this show, you're gone. So I will agree with you in the sense of maybe we haven't seen, maybe his chin gets tested, But his offense for me is the reason why he's champ. It is boom, boom, laser, laser, laser. I got Anthony in this one.
See, now I kind of need to doubt Anthony's offense a little bit. I don't
Okay.
think it's crazy impressive. I don't think it's bad or anything. And I would say of the guys that are worth studying for like the technique and making sure that you're accurate and things like this, Anthony is second to none. He always goes right hand on one, got a procedure, never misses. That goes a long way, and I give the dude a lot of credit because that's not easy. You know, the amount of guys who can say that they've never committed a single foul, maybe past their, first match or whatever, you're just learning. But since then, like keeping it clean always, real difficult.
Yeah, there's
But
maybe like 5 guys, dude. And
but
we've mentioned them on the
like
show.
the thing is, I've talked to Cole Young a little bit. Cole Young's bigger and
Oh,
stronger than the first fight,
I'm jealous. I
and
haven't talked to Cole yet.
he too understands he needs to be accurate and understand. Like the first fight, literally he won, and then at the end they were able to slip a piece of paper underneath one of his feet, so they called a stepping foul, and then all of a sudden it's a draw.
That's funny, dude.
But like I'm telling you, he beat Anthony Blackburn the first time. It was literally like this, like that. Like hold up. I think
Just a little
much
bit
of a step. And today we wouldn't even think about it. But back then it was like a controversial, like, are we sure that's a step? Okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Today we wouldn't even fucking consider calling that a step. And then after that, he wins the kind of robbery draw, right? He got 30-27 by Cole Young and just got lucky on the very end to barely get the draw to call himself undefeated. Then
So
after
that is
Cole Young faced Jules Scott, who Jules Scott is legit as fuck, who's very good, and he ended up losing to Jules Scott. And there was a different match he lost as well. I think he lost to Manny. It was Manny. But by the way, Anthony Blackburn won 2 split decisions against Manny. He's not way better than Manny at all. He's like a little 1% better than Manny.
But I think that just speaks to how tough Manny is as well, though.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
But I have to, I can't look at that fight and go like, sorry, I just need to do this. I can't look at that fight and then say, wow, Anthony Blackburn is like unbeatable, man. It's like, that's not the fight. Like if Anthony Blackburn and Manny Muniz have their trilogy, they're both minus 115. No one's the favorite.
Yeah, it's a pick 'em. Yeah.
It's completely a coin toss. Anyone who can pretend that they know who's going to win that is full of shit. There was a foul that Manny committed. Had he not committed that, he would have won the second fight. And the first fight, again, it's a split decision. Like, these guys are both just eating their shots like it's nothing. And I guess we got to give it to somebody. Sure, Anthony won. That's kind of the vibe I got both times.
Henry, I hate to do this to you, man, but I got to say this, dude. Bro, you really think Jewel is legit? That's a big joke. Jewel flinched all slaps and literally jumped to slap Cole. Cole won that by a landslide. Bro.
Well, I'm just going by the official match result. But yeah, Cole's really impressive. Like you're preaching to the choir.
I feel like
really good.
I feel like I need to do another dive on Cole. I mean, admittedly, like, I haven't seen that much of him. So I'll do another deep dive on him. I feel like until the king gets dethroned, he's the king.
Mm-hmm. And I think we're having our Holly Holm moment right now where we'll find out Anthony Blackburn was not as incredible as we thought he was. He's actually pretty good, but I think Cole Young, Manny, and Anthony are all about as good as each other.
Love it. Love it. Well, hey, man, everybody, to our favorite commentator, what's up, bro? Thanks for sticking with us. You are the millions of fans watching right now, so we love that. Henry, dude, we got to figure out I think there's a rhythm here, bro. You know what I mean? Right. We don't just have to do these preview shows, so we'll figure something out. But thank you again for coming on. I'll post this. I'll clip your prediction like last time, and I can't wait for a Friday, dude.
I promise it will be much less close than my previous prediction. All right, I will like my previous prediction. Nate Bernard got sat down, but he got it back together. This prediction, there will be no sitting down of nothing. Always put him out all right.
I love it, dude. All right, man. We're logging off. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.